friends, Krista here. Thanks for stopping by Books and Jams. Today I'm doing part 1 of my June TBR. I'm breaking it into 2 parts because I did something fun this month where I got some recommendations from some very special people, and I am gonna put that section of my TBR into a whole separate video because then when I do a wrap-up, I want to wrap up those books in particular. But this will just be my regular TBR, as well as this month, June, I'm going to be participating in the Buzzwordathon that Kayla from Books and Lala does occasionally. I forget the other host. I will link both of the hosts and all of the information down below. I'm not going to make a separate TBR video for that because I may get to these books that I pulled out for the readathon at another time during the month other than that week. So, first of all, as usual, I'm going to show you the book for my Goodreads read-along group, and in June we're going to be reading The Alice Network by Kate Quinn. I'm very excited to finally get to this book. It is one that was recommended to me by you guys at the beginning of the year. Quite a number of people recommended it, and so I thought it's time for us to do some historical fiction again in the Goodreads group. So if you haven't yet read The Alice Network, I would love for you to join in. This one takes place in 2 timelines, during World War I in 1915 and then in the aftermath of World War II, and it involves a female network of spies called the Alice Network. And we follow one woman in particular who is a part of the Alice Network. So I'm really looking forward to this. I love war stories and I love female spies, and I'm just really excited. I've heard so many good things about this book. And also, since I'm reading one Kate Quinn, I figure why not read another? I'm going to be buddy reading this one with Steffi from Fun Size. Steffi, I will link her down below as well. We are really hoping to love this book. Steffi and I have tried 2 different times to do a buddy read together, and both books were kind of bummers for both of us. We both ended up DNFing both of them, I believe. So yeah, it's time for us to have a winner. I know I've heard a little bit of mixed things about this one. It's super new. In this one, we have a group of all-female night witches during World War II. They are an all-female night bomber regiment wreaking havoc on Hitler's Eastern Front. But then there's a lethal Nazi murderess who's called the Huntress, who is definitely involved. I believe we have 2 timelines in this one as well. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I'm really hoping that Steffi and I finally have a winner. So yeah, both of my Kate Quinn books are going to be read in June. Another buddy read that I have for the month is Unwritten by Charles Martin. This is also one that was recommended to me at the beginning of the year. I have read one other book by Charles Martin and really liked it, Long Way Gone, I believe. And I'm really looking forward to another one by him. He is a Christian author. I'm not sure if this is overtly faith-based. Let's see. Oh, how funny. The main female character in here is called Katie Quinn. I guess it's just a Kate Quinn kind of a month. I will link the Instagram account of the person that I'm buddy reading this with. I can't think of her name off the top of my head. I'm sorry, I should have looked that up before doing this video, but she's and I will be reading this together and chatting on Instagram, I believe. This one is a contemporary set in Florida, and we kind of follow a man who is somewhat a recluse, living on his own. He's only connected to the world through this priest. And then we have an actress, Katie Quinn, who kind of wants to escape a little bit. And I believe the 2 of them go to Paris together, or the French countryside or something like that. The French countryside, not Paris. I'm sure there's a little bit of romance involved, and I'm really looking forward to reading another book by Charles Martin. The next 5 books I have are all for the Buzzword Readathon. These are all books that have the word you in the title, and I'm very excited for a couple of them in particular. I don't think there's any challenges or anything. Each time the Buzzword Readathon happens, there's a different word. I haven't yet participated, so I'm very excited to participate this month. And the first book that I'm determined to get to is the sequel to Beartown by Frederick Bachman, and it's Us Against You. In Beartown, we follow this town, Beartown really, and the events following a scandal with the hockey team, and hockey plays a big part of it. I don't want to tell you what happens in Beartown, but this one is kind of a follow-up following the events of what happened in Beartown, and I've heard that it's very good as well. I am a huge Frederick Bachman fan, and I'm really looking forward to wrapping up this little duology, marking another sequel finished for the year. The second book that I'm really excited for, I've heard so many good things about, and that is Hum If You Don't Know the Words by Bianca Murray. In particular, I've heard April from Getting Hugga With It rave about this one, and I really trust her opinion. We have a lot of similar tastes when it comes to like historical fiction and contemporaries and things like that. I don't read nearly as many thriller or horror as she does, but we do have some similar tastes. This one, I don't know much about the plot of the story, but I know that it takes place in South Africa in the 1970s, so right in the middle of apartheid movement, and it's not a time period or an area of the world that I read very much about, so I'm really looking forward to this. And I have a feeling it's going to be a bit of a tearjerker, so I'll have the tissues ready. And then I have two a little bit more contemporary, light and airy ones. This one is called True to You by Becky Wade. This is a Christian fiction. It was sent to me by the Fiction Guild. This one sounds really interesting. We have a Navy SEAL named John Lawson, who has been adopted and then at some point discovers that he has this condition, and so he wants to do some research as to his history. And then we also follow Nora, who is a genealogist, and so the two of them cross paths, and I'm sure that's where the romance is going to happen. But I like that there's an adoption element to this, and genealogy. I'm super interested in all of that. Actually, one of my adopted brothers just did the 23andMe or one of those DNA tests and found out which countries in Africa that he's from, which is super cool. So yeah, this one should be a light, fun read for summertime. I have another sequel, After You by Jojo Moyes. This is the sequel to Me Before You, which I read years ago, and I've never followed up with the rest of the books in the series, so I'm looking forward to continuing with Louisa Clark's story in After You. And then I have a thriller in there, just in case I feel in the mood for a thriller. This is a Book of the Month Club pick from December 2016, and I still haven't read it. It's You Will Know Me by Megan Abbott. So I believe this one involves a high school girl who's into gymnastics and is very, very talented, and the pressure that comes from her parents and things like that. The last line of the summary says, "You Will Know Me is a breathless roller coaster of a novel about the desperate limits of parental sacrifice, furtive desire, and the staggering force of ambition." Yeah, I think it's just about ambition and following your dreams and how far are you willing to go to make those things happen. So a little bit thrillery, maybe just more psychological than thrillery. I don't know, but it's a book that I made a long time ago and I need to read it or pass it along or whatever. So it has the word you in the title, so it's going to be read hopefully this month. So that's a pretty big TBR on its own between the 3 buddy reads that I'm definitely going to read. Then I have the 5 books with you in the title, but I also have the other project that I'm going to be doing for the month of June. So stay tuned for that video that will be coming hopefully tomorrow from whenever this one gets posted. Let me know down in the comments below what book you are most excited for the month of June, as well as are you going to be participating in the Buzzwordathon this month? I also forgot about the Betsy Tacy book. As always, I'm participating in the Betsy Tacy read-along for this year. It's a year-long readathon, and in June, I believe we're reading Betsy and Joe. I'm very excited for Betsy and Joe to finally get together. It will be her senior year. Each book kind of follows her along in life, and now she's a senior. So I'm currently finishing up Betsy Was a Junior, and Betsy and Joe will be the June read. So I will be reading that as well. Anyways, let's chat down in the comments below. Give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll be talking to you in another video very, very soon. Like, real soon. Bye.